So hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I'm a market development manager at Shopify. What this means is that I work a lot with partnerships, any kind of partner that can help to localize our platform. We are a e-commerce software which enables businesses and brands to be able to create their own websites quickly without needing without needing a tech team, without needing the knowledge to code. I'm here to talk to you about going direct to consumer, particularly during these COVID-19 times. We at Shopify during, I think since the past 2 months, we've been getting a huge number of inquiries on our platform, and we wanted to just kind of like do a little bit of an outbound message as well to let people know how they can use our software. So I think I just wanted to start by talking a little bit about what it means to go direct to consumer, particularly in this time where most people are on mobile and most people are online. The way to reach consumers right now, would be going directly to them without relying on the traditional aggregator, store, or other middlemen. So the benefits of this is that you can sell your products at lower cost. You have more control over that. You can, have more control over the branding, the product itself, and the distribution without relying on middle parties or middlemen or aggregators. So I'll give you an example of one of the most famous types of aggregators, which is the department store or the shopping mall. The first shopping mall was created about 150 years ago, and our examples are mostly retail. I understand that there might be wholesalers here as well in the audience mix, but I want to bring this example across, and I'll show you how it becomes more apparent to you as well. In retail, this was the first way that people could buy the goods that they wanted, and they would come to a centralized place, usually a department mall, where they would be able to choose among a wide variety of sellers and products. Fast forward to 25 years ago, you started with the advent of internet. You started to be able to see different brands coming up with their own ways of reaching out to customers, and maybe some of you will be familiar with some of these brands as well. Today we have different kinds of ways of reaching out to customers and going direct to them. You have the marketplace or the department store of the past, which was physical, now goes online as a marketplace. So for example, Lazada is a great example of that. Or you have individual brands like the ones you see on the right. Rebecca Minkoff, a great customer of ours, and they use Shopify to power their e-commerce website. So what I wanted to talk about today is a little bit about how brands and businesses today also need to be selling via omnichannel commerce. It's not just the website that you should have today, and reach out to customers that way. You can have that. Shopify, for our product at least, we power this part, which is your e-commerce website, and Shopify itself has pretty much all the built-in features that businesses need to be able to start selling straight away. And you not only need to be able to have that one place for your brand, the website, for the customer to keep coming back to, but you also need to be where the customers are. Previously, in previous times, and I believe it will open up again. Brick and mortar will still be an option, and a place where consumers want to be able to touch and feel products. And in Singapore, offline commerce is very, very dominant, and I have no doubt that people still enjoy purchasing from this channel, even while brick and mortar might be a channel that is currently off limits to a lot of businesses right now. There are other ways for you to reach out to customers on social media, for example. You on Shopify, you have your different options to be able to sync your data, products, inventory, customer data, and order data onto the different social media channels, which is where we know consumers are, or on different marketplaces. So I have here Amazon and eBay in the US, but also in Southeast Asia, our Shopify stores connect into Lazada and Shopee and Q10 as well. So if you wanted to sell on your own website or storefront and on different marketplaces, you could do so as well. So I wanted to show a little bit of a case study. Nice is a great Singaporean brand that we are very proud to power. They use Shopify for their website, but also they connect it into their Facebook. They promote it across their Twitter. They have a lot of content that they've generated on their YouTube channel as well, on Instagram, as well as in their physical in-stores by connecting with our point of sale. Because of the topic today, I also wanted to give you a little bit of an example, of how you can use very simple tactics like content. Here I'm a consumer, right? And I'm looking for 2020 planners and journals. Straight off the top, I can see Nice that ranks quite highly. Bin Artisans bought an ad, so that's why they rank a little bit higher. But Nice did this free, and this is content that they just started up on their blog, which is linked to their Shopify shop. And if I was browsing and I wanted to buy something, and I was attracted to it on their blog, I would be able to just click on it. I would be able to browse the product on their Shopify store, and I would be able to check out directly on that. So it's a nice secure way of being able to be discovered by consumers. And it's a pretty easy, straightforward example of something that the team did, and they basically didn't have to do it on they didn't have to buy ads and everything, but they could just do this on their own. And the speaker after me today, Arthur, has some really great points on things that businesses can leverage as well on Google, which of course, ads are an option, but there are a lot of other things that you can leverage on Google. So I wanted to kind of end off here because I want to leave more time for the rest of the program on like why you should own your own web presence. So the main reason you would do so is that you have a direct relationship with the customer, right? In terms of billing, in terms of repeat purchases. And let's not forget that in B2B wholesale as well, your customers are maybe fewer, but high value. And they are also on the same channels, they are also seeking out information. They are also, on social media. So, there may be slightly different ways you want to approach them, when it comes to decision-making purchases. But you will want to own that direct relationship now that maybe traditional ways of B2B sales are not so readily available. Like, for example, you can't go floor nowadays and exchange business cards. You still need to try and find some other ways to connect with them digitally. So owning your own web presence allows you to do that. Rather than going through a aggregator or middleman. So, someone searches like, sarahstuff.com and not like a mall.com. And then the customer goes back to the mall rather than going back to you, who actually has the products. As I mentioned in the beginning, you do have greater control over the reach, the distribution, the kind of audience that is attracted. And you have the ability to differentiate by brand, not by price. What happens, if you sell in a department store or by, those really easy comparison websites, is yes, you get traffic. The quality of the traffic, is something that you don't really have control over all the time. And your products are put, side by side with similar or competitor products, with the main differentiator being price. And so like if your brand stands for something of a higher quality or there's some differentiator, it's very difficult for you to be able to articulate that, when you are being clustered side by side with someone else. And, have a consolidated view for all orders. Coming back to the omnichannel selling example that I had earlier, actually there's a really good example of these Singaporean hawkers now that are coming together on a Facebook group to try and engage more directly with customers. However, I can imagine it's quite difficult for people if your orders are coming in via WhatsApp, via Facebook, via your website, via a delivery platform, and you need to be able to, from an operational perspective, to be able to have a consolidated view. So like with our channels, you can do that, but I think in these COVID-19 times, it's really important not just to think about how to get the sale, but also how you want to operationalize that, because once you get the sale, I see a lot of these promotions out there who sell really interesting things like SG United gift boxes, and they're really attractive, but they're all sold out. And some of them is really because the sellers have issues with supply chain management, and operationalization. So to think beyond a little bit, long term, and to help yourself out and do yourself a favor. I wanted to end with this. This is our COVID-19 support package. We put together a bunch of resources. We also put together gift cards that are applied across all plans. Previously, that was a feature only for certain plan types, to encourage purchases on the store. So even if products are held up in a certain place due to certain logistics constraints, they can still be easily, you can still accept, an order, and then say for Mother's Day, someone can, buy a gift card on your shop and give it to their mom as a gift for them to spend on your shop later. We're also offering a 90-day free trial for people who, are not sure if Shopify is the right thing for you, or you can't commit to a subscription right now. So yeah, these slides will be available later. I'm just going to end here, and I look forward to your questions. So I'm just going to hand over now to Arthur, who is the next speaker.
Thank you, Sarah. Really exciting and really interesting on how you can help to onboard businesses in this new e-commerce journey. So let me share my screen right now briefly. Up. Seems good. All right. Hi, everyone. So my name is Arthur, and I work at Google in the Singapore office as an industry manager, especially for retail and e-commerce. So first of all, welcome to everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well, your colleagues and your loved ones. And I also hope that everyone is keeping it sane during those lockdown periods and manage to stay busy. So what are we going to cover today together is really based on three parts. One is, if you own a physical store, how can you stay connected with your consumer and really react to the current situation with the circuit breaker with the free tools like Google My Business, especially? Then how can you understand what are people interested in your specific sector using Google Trends, which is an amazing tool that's available to everyone. So we're going to get a few examples on this one. And third, we're going to see how can we drive actually traffic to your website and potentially drive sales if you sell any physical any products. And of course, a few bonuses on how Google can help SMEs overall to actually learn and develop digital skills. All right. So first, if you own a physical store, what can you do today? And how can you also prepare a bit for rebound and stay connected with them, okay? So first of all, are you visible when people search on Google Maps and Google Search for your business or for your business category. You can see on the screen how it will look like if someone type, for example, zero waste store near me, and you will see the pop-ups on iPad, phone, and desktop. And what you see here is your Google My Business page. It's actually free and it's quite easy to set up and to use. So basically, due to the short time today, we're gonna send you afterwards all the details and the step-by-steps to act upon what we're gonna discuss today. So no worries if it's not clear enough on how can you actually activate all of this. We're gonna send it out afterwards. So first, you need to make sure that you are on Google My Business and that you are visible when people are searching for you. Then, when you've done that, you need to make sure that you update your opening hours, because a lot of people are actually looking for it to see if they can come to you or not, and you don't want to deceive them. Then second, due to the circuit breaker, you now have the possibility to add something called temporary closure, which means that it will pop up directly for the user in red as temporary closed, or COVID-19 hours, if you have specific hours, if you are open only on the mornings, only in the afternoon, for example. Then three, in your descriptions, you can communicate to your clients what type of measure did you put in place specific to that, to the COVID area. So if you are a restaurant, if you were a restaurant before the circuit breaker, for example, you can mention that you have like a huge space between tables. So basically to reassure a bit the consumer on the fact that they can come to you and understand what your business is deciding and what action is actually taking regarding all this. And you can also create a COVID-19 specific posts. So this is something that you will be able to see directly in the Google My Business app, which is the base of everything you will do with Google My Business. And it will pop up predominantly on your Google My Business page when people are looking for it, okay? So overall, be there to over-communicate. And now also we have launched a lot of different features that allows you to tell people how they can interact with you during those different times. So for example, if you're a restaurant, you can select if you do dine-in, take-out, delivery. And if you are a retailer selling physical product and that you have a physical store, you can also add what we call curbside pickup, which means that people can actually order online and go to the store to pick it up with, of course, all the safety measures that are required. And this, they could actually directly see it on your Google My Business page. So that will help them to understand if they can still do business with you or interact with you and how, all right? So another thing is that thanks to your Google My Business page, you can easily create a mobile-friendly website. So here, it's not going to be an e-commerce website per se, so you won't be able to actually push your product and sell your products cheap and everything like you can do with Shopify. It's really about having just a storefront in case you don't have one, and it's really easy to use. So directly through the Google My Business app, you click on website, you can select a few themes, and then you click on publish. And at least it will help you in case you don't already have an online presence through your own website. You can easily create one. And it will take automatically the information that are on your Google My Business page. So anything you update in Google My Business will be reflected directly in your website. All right. So in case you don't have one, you can easily create one. Another feature that that you might not be using is messaging. So you can really easily communicate with your clients and push them to ask you questions, or push them, for example, to ask you, are you open? Can I book an appointment? You can also take requests of bookings, for example. Can be, video conference bookings as well if you do consultations or anything. And it's really easy to set up as well. You just need to set up where do you want to receive those, and it will pop up directly in the Google My Business app, and then you can reply. Then if you are selling physical products, as an e-commerce or as a retailer, you can mention which product are you actually selling. And it will look like this on the right side. On the Google My Business page, you're going to have a tab which is named product, and people can actually go there and click on the button. So the button could be redirecting to your website, for example, or it could be redirecting to, I don't know, a WhatsApp number, or to the messaging that I just mentioned about before. So all of this is free, and it's really an easy way for you, without a lot of effort, to be more visible and making sure that you connect with the person that might be interested by what you are here to offer. And again, so if, for example, you are a business that do booking and appointments, and you have a third party like Shop, for example, or those kind of guys, you can directly do it as well from the Google My Business page. And it's really easy from a user experience standpoint, where they just click on the schedule a booking, and then that opens this, and directly is going to be connected to your backend data from your business. All right. So everything here is free and is made to be easy for the user and easy for you to reach out to them and to connect. And last but not least, so fresh from the news, the app Google Pay Singapore specifically now allows to order food for pickup or delivery directly through the app. And what's good is that now, if you are a restaurant, you can apply. So I will share with you a link on how you can actually ask to be part of that new feature. And there's absolutely no fees in terms of if we send you some orders through the Google Pay app. All right. So if a user go there, select your restaurant, order some food for either pickup or delivery, you will be able to get that order, and there is zero fee. Okay. So I will send you the form afterwards. Okay. Now we want to understand how people are interacting with digital. What are they interested in, and how can you actually leverage that to be more efficient for your business? So the only tool that I'm going to present today is Google Trends. So it's really simple. You just go to Google Trends on Google, and you can have access to a lot of different data. So it's per country, it's per platforms, and it's going to give you a lot of insights on categories. So I'm just going to show you, for example, something that I've made for the F&B business, and see what actually can we gather as information. So here I wanted to understand which type of cuisine Singaporean were actually more interested in, okay? And the trend over the last 7 days. So first, you can select the country, you can select the timeline. You have a wide variety of timeline that you can also adapt. If you want, you can select a category, but here, because we already selected cuisines type here on the top that I typed myself, Chinese cuisine, Indian cuisine, Italian and Thai, and Japanese, no need to do so. And here you can select where you want to have the insights from. So here I selected web search, which is actually a combination, but you can, check specifics. So in images, in news, in Google Shopping, which I'm going to present a bit afterwards, or on YouTube specifically. And what you will see here, for example, on the left side is which cuisine has the highest volume of interest. So here, Chinese cuisine is the top searched one in terms of volume last week, okay? And here, the second and third equally are Thai and Japanese. And what you can see here is, the trend during the week. So what happened and when. So we can see that, for example, we see the similar trend from every cuisine, roughly. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down. But yes, basically it's really more prominent for the top three. And we see small movements for those ones. So first, that helps you to understand what are people interested in globally. And then if you deep dive a bit, you can check. So because Chinese and Japanese are the top cuisine types, as we just saw, you can check what exactly are people typing for each of those categories. So here we have, for example, the rising queries for Chinese cuisine, and you have examples of exactly what are people typing. And you have here the evolution compared to the week before. And you can select, for example, here, rising queries, so the one that have seen the a recent spike, okay? And here, top queries, so the one that are the most searched in this category. And that can help you really to module which type of products or deals or promotion you want to push out, looking at what are people interested in. So you want to ride the wave and make sure that you do not propose something that it's not in high demand or in high trend. Okay, so that's basically how you can leverage the tool. Now, so because your digital storefront is more important than ever, and let's assume that you are actually ready to sell or ready to actually interact through a website with potential customer, our job at Google is really to make sure that you are delivering volume and profitability for your business in your digital marketing investment. So I'm going to present actually two simple solutions that you can leverage today to drive traffic and drive online sales. All right. So the first one is what we call dynamic search ads. What it is, it's basically someone is typing, as you can see on the left screen, sorry if it's not really big enough, someone is typing baby skins, all right? So what you want is that, exactly in the example that Sarah shared a bit before, what you want is that your business, if you sell this product, is on the top of the results page, okay? For that, normally you should buy the keywords baby and skins, and then you can choose a bid on how much do you want to pay for your click. The beauty of dynamic search ads is that it actually scrap out this. What it does is will crawl your website, so it will actually analyze your website and all the keywords and the products that you have there, and it will automatically create an ad that will match what the user is typing. So you take out the hassle of having your list of keywords, creating a lot of different ads, and managing it daily. It will do this automatically. So you will be sure that the ad will be relevant because it's what the user typed and it's what you have on your website. So it will automatically redirect to the product page or the category page that is linked to the query that the user searched on google.sg. So that's the beauty of it. You just need to let the tool scan your website, adapt a bit the description piece on the below, and then it will drive qualified traffic to your website. Goal being always to drive sales or what you would call performance, depending on what you want to drive and what you want your customer to do. Okay. And the no-brainer, if you are selling physical products, so again, taking this example of kids wear, is Google Shopping ads. So Google Shopping ads is basically, I'm going to show you some screens, but when you type something, you will have some images that are on the top. And the beauty of Google Shopping ads is that in one glance, the user will see an image, what exactly the product is, what's your company, the price, and it can compare the price with other actors that are selling the same. And also you can mention, for example, free shipping or free returns, some kind of unique selling point that you want to make sure that the user see. So why it's actually the best performing type of marketing for people who sell online, it's because of that. The user already have seen every important informations before it clicks on your ad. So that means that when he will click on it, there is a higher chance that it will actually buy from you because he already knows most of the important information he needs to know. Okay? So that's why this solution is the number one that you should use in case you don't use digital marketing with Google today, and if you're selling e-commerce, in e-commerce. And this campaign is really simple. It's what we call smart shopping campaign. So what it will look like, it's that when someone types on Google, your ad will appear here, okay? Alongside with either another product from you or another product from another business. Then when the user is actually browsing his favorite website, and we know due to some data set that this person went to your website before or is highly interested in baby skins or baby rompers here, we will showcase your products here as well, as you can see on the screen. Same on YouTube and same on Gmail. So here with only one campaign, you can drive sales through those 4 different platforms really easily, okay? A few things to know for Google Shopping. So first, let me go back. There's been an announcement that we also are, moving forward with Google and opening free inventory. So before, this feature was only available through advertising, so paid advertising. Now, so first in the US this month and hopefully soon in APAC and Singapore, we're going to open free inventory, which means that you will be able to surface your product on Google Shopping for free. So which means that there is even more reasons for you to onboard on this journey, because at the beginning, and if you want to capture only this free part, you will still need to have what I'm going to present now, a product feed, okay? So you need to have a Google Merchant Center with a product feed, which will be, so the name, the images, the price, all of those different informations. Luckily, so for example, if you work with Shopify, this is something that's easily integrated and with other actors that you can do in a few clicks. We can maybe tackle this later if you have some questions. So this is the first requirement that it's really needed. Then, so you can also now create a feed manually. So if, for example, your website doesn't have an easy plugin, like I mentioned with Shopify, you can create this feed yourself. You need to upload image, upload title, upload the price, all of those different things, but it's quite easy. So then there is less, I would say, technology involved, and it's more manual and easy to do for you. Depends on if you have a team to take care of it or not. We need to be sure as well that you know if people buy on your website. So you need to track through, for example, Google Analytics, which is, again, easily mapped with Shopify and other partners. You need to understand if people, when they go to your website, buy the product, and preferably how much did they spend with you. So then you can easily understand how profitable your marketing investment is with us. Okay, so this is the second requirement, making sure that you track what people are doing on your website. And basically, if you want to do it yourself, like I mentioned, create the feed yourself, this is exactly what you need to have. An image, long headline, short headlines, descriptions, and a landing page that you want people to be redirected to when they click on the shopping ads. Pretty simple. Like I said, we will send all the details afterwards. So almost on time. So I just wanted to use the 2 minutes left to present 2 things that you can actually leverage as a business. So the first one is Grow with Google. So it's a really complete website where you can go and you can get access to free trainings, tools, and any resources to help to grow specific skills or even career, how to manage remote work with your employees or for yourself. So there is really a lot of content there that might be useful for you. So I strongly invite you to go there and have a look at it, okay? And lastly, there's another one which is a bit more, I would say, not advanced, but maybe product focus or solutions focus, which is called Google Skills Shop. And here it's really online courses on a specific topic, which is often related to digital marketing or any Google products overall. And as you can see, there is also a COVID-19 specific resources to help your business manage through this uncertainty. So how to, for example, conduct live stream, how to manage your team, all of those different things that are attached to how do you conduct business today. So that's it from my end. I hope that you find the content useful, and Chris, I will leave it on to you to maybe take some questions.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Arthur. Thanks for the insightful sharing. Personally, for myself, I've learned something today, actually, to be honest with you, from both sides, actually. So I think let's just start off with Sarah first. I think there's a quick question coming in straight after you presented. So I just wait for my colleague to show the questions on the screen first. Yep. Okay, so there's this question of how is Shopify different from others like Lazada, Shopee, Facebook Shop in terms of shoppers, age group, income, etc. So I think the last part is probably not really relevant. So I think we just want to address what's the difference between Lazada, which is like e-commerce platform, and Facebook Shop. Is it considered e-commerce or is it a social commerce thing? Yeah, Sarah, please.
Yeah, no, very good question. Yeah, so we would consider Lazada and Shopee more like digital marketplaces. So if you think about the department store example that I started off with, they're like a department store except online, right? Facebook Shop is like it's more similar to Shopify because you know people are not searching lazada.com.sg or shopee.com.sg. They kind of like driven to your brand. For example, the nice example, you know, they would go to the nice Facebook shop. Similar to Shopify, you would go to nice.com. Nice.com is just powered by Shopify. So consumers and buyers don't know Shopify. If a consumer goes to shopify.com, you know, they won't be able to you know, check anything out. They would go to a website powered by Shopify, like nice.com, and then they will be able to check out.
Okay.
I hope that clarifies.
Yeah, I think that helps to clarify a bit. So I think one of the key questions here, right, is let's say, I think for some of the users, they're saying that, hey, you know, right now I'm actually on Lazada, I'm actually on Shopee as well. Do I really need to create my own web presence actually? So I think there's always been this theory saying that, you know, platforms are not yours. Anytime they make changes on the algorithms, you may get impacted and stuff. So what's your take on that actually?
Yeah, no, it's a controversial question. You see this with the hawkers right now, and sorry, I keep coming back to this example because it's an example that I'm quite passionate about. So hawker food, right? And these guys are going from predominantly brick and mortar to online, and you know, it's being expedited because of the circuit breaker situation that we have in Singapore right now. And even though they are still open for business, they are suffering massive losses of up to 80%, you know, in business due to a lack of foot traffic. So what do? They try and hop onto a platform, you know, like a delivery aggregator or food delivery platform like Foodpanda, Deliveroo, and so on. You know, there are articles going around right now. I'm not sure how accurate these numbers are, you know, but you know, there are some articles going out there where, you know, businesses are charged up to 30% in terms of commissions. The commissions go to not just the delivery provision of the delivery service, but also, of course, you know, you want to pay that delivery aggregator for bringing you that customer. And for someone operating with already very thin margins, like a hawker store, you know, seller, it's just too much, right? So I think the answer here is that you need to find the right strategy for your business. Some hawkers have taken to, you know, just, you know, partnering with people that they know to do the deliveries and setting up their own websites. That's also an option. You know, you need to figure out what makes sense for your business. I wouldn't say like you must have, you know, your own branded.com website in addition to selling on, you know, these on digital marketplaces. But it's a good to have, right? Because at the end of the day, you need somewhere to be able to host your own brand. If you are a supplier or selling something, you need some way of being able to connect with your customers directly, you know, and you need to be able to have control over, you know, your distribution, how your brand is perceived, and so on. You know, there, as this first question alluded to, there is a certain segment that goes to Lazada. There is a certain segment that is attracted to Shopee, right? What if you don't cater to these segments? You know, or what if, you know, you want to branch out to further segments? You know, how would you do so? So there, I think what I'm trying to say is there are different options for you depending on your reach. It doesn't have to be the one or the other. I hope this helps, Chris.
Yep. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, so I have a good question regarding the case study that you actually mentioned in your slides, which is nice. So I think the case study you put is fantastic. I think most of the SMEs will want to have a YouTube page, Instagram, Twitter, and everything, all the various channels to actually do their marketing link up to their shop. But in terms of reality wise, right, from your own understanding, how easy or how tough is it to actually execute so much things at one go? And for your side, do you actually recommend that SMEs do that actually, or they should be very selective, and how should they go about doing this? Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you need to start off with where you have assets already. And assets, I mean digital assets, right? In order to make the right call on like where you should start investing in first. I think they have been doing this for many years. So that's why they have a lot of, you know, content available. What this circuit breaker and COVID-19 situation has shown is that, you know, for many of the traditionally offline sellers that I have spoken to, e-commerce and digital is something that they are aware of. And they know that there is a need to connect with digital audiences, but retail offline business is just so good. It's just the way that, you know, they've got loyal customers coming and they've got business as usual operations to run. It's just not been a priority back then. And what this COVID-19 situation has shown is that, you know, we also need to start investing, you know, in ways to reach out to digital audiences. Some ways to start, yeah, it really depends on what you have available. I did up a Shopify website for a hawker in about 2 or 3 hours one afternoon. So, you know, if you have all the assets available, it's actually not so difficult. You know, and there are a lot of the tools like I think Google did a really good example, you know, of things that are quite quick and easy for you to do, free as well, right? I think at this point in time, you know, there are a lot of free resources that are available out there for people to use. And it starts with, I mean, video content these days is also very easy. It's very quick to do. You know, everybody has one of these, right? So it's not, it can be quite easy to just piece something together, you know, cut it together and then put it on YouTube. Like, I might be oversimplifying it, but, you know, I think it's just where your focus lies right now. And if you really put aside some time to do it and make it a point to do it, it can be done.
Thank you, Sarah. So thanks for taking the questions. I think there's a lot more. So I think for the audience, do keep the questions going. We can only take a few questions over here, but rest assured that the questions that is coming in the Q&A, right, will be forwarded to the presenters after this session. So they will try to answer it and actually put it within their respective deck after the session, and we'll disseminate to you. So for Arthur, right, can we take a look at the next question, please? Okay, so so there's a store in the web market, right? But they actually somehow managed to start using the Google business. So I think for them is how can they ensure that it's listed even though their store does not have a postal address. So Arthur, you want to take this simple question? Is it simple? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. So first, great job into launching your listing and having this first step. So we have like a dedicated task force that's working for hawker centers and store, and we have solutions to actually easily validate and post your profile. So exactly like Chris mentioned, we will afterwards share with you all the main articles and step-by-steps and people that you can actually reach out to, because there is a kind of hotline or support that is taking care of Google My Business specifically, that you can reach out to in case you have issues for any topics, pictures or validation of the address, or specific details that are not updated. So you have a way to ask your questions, and there is also a community that you can post to. So you just type Google My Business Help on Google, and you will find the website that's gathering everything. So you can have a look at it now. But basically, yes, it's doable, and you have some people that can help you. And we will share the exact details in the send out afterwards through Chris.
Sure. Thanks, Arthur. So I think from your sharing today, right, I think what I got was the same feeling that, same for Google, right? I have the same feeling from Microsoft. Like Microsoft Office is a fantastic product, but it seems that there's a lot of hidden features and everything there. So same for Google, right? It seems like, you have all this fantastic thing built in, but it seems that I'm not too sure how much of the businesses are actually using such tools to actually effectively have a good digital presence. Your thoughts on that, actually? Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Fully agree. And indeed, it's a bit of an issue when you have too many things and who to communicate it to and how. So that's exactly what we are trying to beef up today, and that's why one, I'm here, and two, why we also have a program, for example, for Singapore, which is named SME Leadership Academy, which is supposed to really cover all aspects of digital overall. From trends, from all the different features on the Google product side and beyond, not only on Google but overall. And so we will try to communicate more at scale on all of those different features. So it's in the plan. And so we can send you the details for the SME Leadership Academy, which is open to anyone. It's in partnership with UOB and the Singapore Association as well. So we can also send you afterwards again more details, but fully agree with you and feel the pain. Understand. We are actually working on it to be better at communicating everything to the right people, of course.
Thank you, Arthur. So my next question is actually relating to Google Trends. I can see that. I think this will be the last question. But before that, I think Google Trends is something that I see has a great potential, right, to help to kickstart the economy. Because I think right now, with everybody working from home and businesses are mainly closed, right? Do you think Google Trends actually is a good way for businesses to start looking at seeing what people are searching for, so as they can actually try and see how they can kickstart and actually reach out to the audience? Your thoughts?
Yeah, thank you. So indeed, Google Trends, to be honest, it's available for anyone at any given point in time. And you can find insights on any type of industry, verticals. So it's really something complete that can be, to my opinion, useful for everyone. All right. So to that specific question for service-based companies, indeed, what I would do if I was in your place is really go there, select your sub-vertical, your sub-industries, or select the topics that you want to cover and that your business is covering. I don't know, hairdresser, for example, or I don't know, or plumbers, for example, and see what exactly are people searching for and if it's actually trending or not. And then you can update your Google My Business first to list all the services that you provide. So that will help you surface automatically. If, for example, I type repair sink, if you type this now, you will see someone popping up, the company. And why it's popping up, it's because in his Google My Business, he mentioned repair sink as a service that he can deliver. So it helps a lot to surface and reach out to people that are searching for interesting topics related to your business. And basically, that's how I would leverage the tool right now. And you can, for example, I don't know, do online consultations instead of physical consultation, if it's doable, of course. But really, the shift now during the circuit breaker is really on how can we find innovative way to keep business going or keep interacting with customer in that new environment. So, for example, a lot of clinics are doing online consultations now, or if you can, I think there is some businesses that can do that shift to online, partially at least, not fully. So, of course, hairdresser is going to be complicated to cut hair on video conference. But you can still find a way to connect with them. You can do videos to teach them how can they try to cut their hair and share their video and take a photo of before after. So then they realize it's horrible, and then they realize that they really need a hairdresser. So, I mean, there is different things that you can do. But yes, Google Trends really, to my opinion, is useful for anyone. I hope that answered the question.
Thank you, Arthur. So over to Sarah. Do you have anything to share on this question for service-based companies, probably on the Shopify platform?
Sorry, I needed to get all my video and everything on. I actually did get a question on service-based companies. Can they still use Shopify? And my answer was yes. Basically, it's a website. So you don't have to sell physical goods in order to use Shopify. An example of someone that his business is powered by Shopify is Chop. So Chop's restaurant reservations is powered by Shopify, and instead of selling physical goods, they sell digital goods. So you can schedule appointments. There's an optometrist that uses Shopify in Singapore as well. That uses it as more of a booking platform, because for like contact lenses and for spectacles, it requires a one-to-one, very personal touch. So they use it more for appointment booking, and you can also do various things like delivery slots on Shopify as well, so where people can select the different when they wish to receive parcels, and get SMS updates and notifications as and when parcels come. All these things are pretty much inbuilt into Shopify already.
I think we have overrun quite a long bit, so I'd like to thank the audience who are still staying with us at this moment in time. So probably just to wrap up the whole session, right? I think since we have Google and Shopify here, so we are saying that is there a certain synergy that, let's say, if people were to adopt Shopify, right? Certain features are already automatically inside when it comes to the Google features, such that it will be seamless to the merchants who adopt this. Will you be able to share more actually?
Yeah. So at least from my understanding, and Arthur, you can tell me if I'm missing anything. We know that you can accept Google Pay as a payment method on Shopify shops. Or shops powered by Shopify. You can use, a lot of our customers use Google Analytics with their Shopify store. The SEO example with the blog content by Nice, getting it to rank on Google is it's one of the default options on Shopify as well. Also in terms of when you upload products and product tags, the way the product is described and the way it shows up on Google is optimized on Shopify. What else? Google Ads, of course. There are really automatic and nice ways, easy ways for you to create Google Ads for your products on Shopify. that's pretty much it. Am I missing anything, Arthur? I don't know.
I think you covered quite a lot already. But yeah, the overall arcing is that we have a strong partnership, Shopify and Google, and we really want to make it easy for you to do business online using both companies' capabilities. And so the keywords here will be integration, meaning that easily you can, with a few clicks, add some feeders directly from your Shopify account and vice versa. That can really make your life easy and easier than if you will have to do this manually. So from insights, analytics, advertising, and yeah, product linking, there are really a lot of features that are already existing there, and that are easily findable as well. If you reach out to either Sarah or myself after this webinar, we'll send out some details on how can you reach out to us in case you are interested to take it further.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Ada. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for joining us for today's insightful sharing. Seriously, I learned a lot myself today. So I think as Arthur has shared, we'll be conducting a survey form. We will be sending out a survey form right after this session. Do fill up. If you actually wish to actually contact Sarah or Arthur, right, please do indicate so that we can actually share your contact details with them respectively. If not, then you probably have to wait until the slides and the webinars are ready before we can send you the deck, right, for you to pursue further with them. So without further ado, I will end today's session. But last but not least, I think Sarah has pointed something very well. I think we shouldn't be complacent, especially when this work from home arrangement is here, which means that all physical contact is actually being disrupted already. So we should not be complacent and start to explore going digital. I think that's one way to actually move along. And also with great tools like Google Trend, right, it's very important to understand what are people searching for in the markets. So you roughly know, right, what goods are still flowing and people are still looking for what, in order to still seeing how you can tap on the trend at different markets, right, to see how you can actually reach your intended audience. So any last words before we end today's session, Sarah? And Sarah first.
So I think for myself, I just hope that this was insightful, and we really hope that this was helpful for businesses. I can see that businesses are really impacted by this new environment, and I just really hope that it was helpful, and that you at least get something going with Shopify or some other digital content. Yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sarah. So it was really a pleasure to be here. And to you, our audience, same as Sarah, really hope that you learned something today and that you're actually going to act upon it. Overall, we as a company are doing a lot of effort to really be helpful to the whole community during those uncertain times, through giving you access to free products, free features, to help you stay afloat and stay connected with your consumer and keep the business going, and adapting to those times. So thank you for organizing, Chris. Thank you, Sarah, for co-host, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
We've come to the end of the session today. So we have survived the whole of April. So this April is different from other Aprils from other years. So we've survived that. We're moving on to May. So bear in mind that we have a long weekend ahead, but do stay at home, stay safe, and everybody just take care. So look forward to seeing everyone in our next webinar. Okay, goodbye. Thank you.